Part 1. The morning I realized I was running on empty. There's a kind of silence that only men over 60 truly understand. It's not the kind that comes when the kids move out, or even when retirement finally arrives. It's the silence inside, the one that shows up quietly when your energy starts slipping. When mornings feel like a chore, when your spark, your edge, is just gone. I'm Dr. Neal Carter, a naturopathic doctor who's worked with over 8,000 men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s. Not just patients, but husbands, veterans, builders, thinkers, and doers. Men who were strong their whole lives, until one day they weren't. Not because of disease, not because they got old, but because no one ever taught them the truth about what's really happening to a man's body after 60 and how to reverse it naturally. This video isn't going to pitch you a pill. There's no expensive program waiting at the end. Just food. Real food that wakes up the systems that time and stress have quietly shut down. But to understand how we heal, we have to start at the moment we break. Let me take you to a story you might know all too well. I just don't feel like me anymore. One Tuesday morning, a man named Frank walked into my office. He was 67, former Marine, two-time business owner, a proud father of 3. He shook my hand with a strong grip, but his eyes were tired. After a pause, he said what so many others had before him. "Doc, I'm not sick, but I'm not living either. I'm tired, all the time. My body feels slow. I wake up foggy, and my wife's noticing more than just my forgetfulness. I don't feel like the man I used to be." And here's the truth most men don't hear enough. That feeling, it's not weakness, it's not laziness, and it's not your age's fault. It's your body calling out for help in the only language it knows. Fatigue, loss of drive, stiffness, lack of clarity. It's trying to tell you, you're running on empty. What big health won't tell you about aging men. Here's the lie most men have been sold for decades. That after 60, your health only goes one way, down. That your testosterone, your stamina, your focus, your vitality all decline. And that your only hope is a lifelong prescription. But what if that's not true? What if your body still has everything it needs to restore itself? If only you knew where to start. I'm here to tell you, the path back begins not in a clinic, not in a bottle, but in your own kitchen. Yes, really. Why energy, libido, and confidence all come down to this. If you're over 60 and you wake up tired, if you've noticed your mind isn't as sharp, if your drive, both mental and physical, has faded, it's not because you're old. It's because 3 major systems in your body are slowing down at once. Your blood flow system, delivering oxygen and nutrients to your brain, heart, and vital areas. Your hormone system, specifically testosterone, which affects motivation, mood, muscle, and libido. Your cellular energy system, your mitochondria, the battery packs inside every cell, and the mistake most men make? Trying to fix these problems in isolation. A supplement for energy, a shot for testosterone, an extra cup of coffee for focus. But that's like trying to fix a car with a dying engine by changing the air freshener. You don't need stimulants. You need fuel. The 3-fruit protocol. A morning routine that rebuilds you. Over the next hour, I'm going to show you a system I've taught hundreds of men. A simple protocol built around 3 powerful natural foods. These are not exotic herbs or expensive supplements. They are 3 common fruits you can find in nearly every grocery store. When used the right way, in the right sequence, they boost nitric oxide and restore blood flow to the brain, heart, and pelvic region. Reactivate natural testosterone production. No needles, no patches. Recharge your mitochondria so you wake up with focus, fire, and purpose. And the best part? You can begin tomorrow morning with less than 10 minutes and less than 3. Before we get into the first fruit, let me ask you something. When was the last time you had breakfast that actually nourished you? Not just filled your stomach, not just gave you a caffeine spike, but a breakfast that reawakened your biology. Why your morning routine is the root of decline or revival. Every morning, your body resets its hormonal clock. It wakes up in a fasted state, ready to absorb. That's when testosterone is naturally highest. It's also when cortisol, your stress hormone, peaks. What you do in the first 60 minutes of your day will either support your testosterone, reduce inflammation, increase circulation, stabilize energy and focus for hours, or throw everything off balance. The problem? Most men wake up, drink coffee on an empty stomach, eat toast or skip food altogether, and wonder why they crash at 10 a.m., feel irritable by noon, and fall asleep in the chair before dinner. It's not your willpower, it's your wiring, and it needs to be fed. The story of Harold, a 70-year-old who got his fire back. Harold was 70, former engineer, a thinker. He came to me with a simple complaint. I don't feel like myself anymore. I'm still married, still active, but I feel like I've faded into the background. I don't feel seen. We didn't start with testosterone labs or therapy. We started with breakfast. I had him do just one thing: add 3 fruits to his morning, each chosen to target a specific system. And after 3 weeks, Harold came back and said, "My wife asked me if I dyed my hair. I didn't. But something's different. I feel it too." That's the power of food when it's used like medicine. And that's what I'm about to share with you. In the next section, we'll cover the red fruit that boosts nitric oxide and restores performance. Yes, that performance. What science says about arterial stiffness and why it's reversible. How one daily juice changed Mark's life at 73. This is the first key to unlocking your natural vitality, and it's likely already in your grocery store or fridge. Stay with me. What's coming next might just be the start of your second act. Part 2. The Red Key. Restoring blood flow and confidence from the inside out. The real reason you're feeling slower. If you've noticed that your stamina isn't what it used to be, if you're avoiding certain activities, intimacy, long walks, even basic chores, because they feel like too much. It's not that you've become lazy, it's that your circulation has slowed down, and with it, everything else. Blood carries oxygen, nutrients, hormones. When it can't move efficiently, nothing functions the way it should. Most men assume the issue is in their muscles or their joints, but more often, it's in their arteries. Over time, these vessels become stiff and inflamed, like clogged garden hoses. And when that happens, brain fog increases, energy drops. Bedroom performance becomes inconsistent or disappears entirely. But the good news is this: your blood vessels are living tissue. They can be repaired. And one of the best tools to do that comes in a deep red package. Fruit number 1, the circulation catalyst, pomegranate. Let's talk about pomegranate, a fruit that's been used since ancient times as a symbol of vitality, masculinity, and life force, and for good reason. Modern science now confirms what ancient medicine intuited. Pomegranate is one of the most powerful natural boosters of nitric oxide, a compound that helps your blood vessels expand and deliver more oxygen to every part of your body. And yes, that includes those parts. But first, Let's meet someone who thought he was beyond hope. Meet Mark, 73 years old and done trying. Mark was a former firefighter, the kind of man who once carried people down ladders in burning buildings. But when he came to my clinic, he looked hollow. "Doc, I've tried everything, pills, supplements, even injections. Nothing works. I'm tired of being disappointed." I asked him a simple question. "What do you eat for breakfast?" Mark's answer, "Black coffee and maybe toast. No protein, no real nutrients, and absolutely no food that supported blood flow." So we started small. 1 6-ounce glass of 100% pomegranate juice every morning, on an empty stomach, 30 minutes after waking. That's it. The science behind the power pomegranate contains unique antioxidant compounds called punicalagins and alagitannins, polyphenols that protect and repair the endothelium, the delicate inner lining of your arteries. It also stimulates nitric oxide production, which expands blood vessels, reduces blood pressure, increases oxygen delivery, supports healthy function of the brain, heart, and yes, penis. In one clinical study published in International Journal of Impotence Research, men who drank pomegranate juice daily for just 2 weeks reported improved erection quality, enhanced vascular response, elevated testosterone biomarkers, and significantly better stamina and recovery. This isn't theory, it's food-based therapy, and it works fast. What happened to Mark? Within 7 days, Mark reported better focus in the morning. By week 3, he said, "My wife and I, we had a moment. One I didn't think was possible anymore." He smiled when he said it. It wasn't the juice alone. It was what that juice unlocked. His body's natural ability to heal and function. No pills, no pressure, just pomegranate. How to use pomegranate to restore circulation. To get the benefits, you don't need to overthink it, but you do need to be consistent. Here's how to make it work. Drink 4-6 oz of pure, unsweetened pomegranate juice. Look for "not from concentrate" and cold-pressed labels. Drink it first thing in the morning, 20-30 minutes before coffee. If preferred, you can eat 1 to 2 cups of fresh pomegranate seeds, sprinkled on Greek yogurt or oatmeal. Do it every day. Repetition builds results. Pomegranate is not a miracle, but it's a foundation, one that helps your heart, your brain, your manhood. Remember how they used to feel. And when blood starts flowing again, the lights turn back on in places that were dimmed for years. But circulation is only the beginning. Because even with perfect blood flow, if your hormones are out of balance, you'll still feel dull, passive, and disconnected from your own body. And that's where the next fruit comes in. Coming up next, the forgotten fuel for testosterone. In Part 3, we'll explore the green fruit that reactivates testosterone production, naturally, with no needles or side effects. Why most men's hormone imbalance comes from stress, not age. A real story of transformation from a man who got his voice back at 69. What you're about to learn could change how you wake up in the morning and how you show up in your relationship. Don't miss this. Part 3, the green switch. Reclaiming hormones, masculinity, and motivation. I'm here, but I don't feel like a man anymore. That's what Dennis told me on a cloudy Tuesday afternoon. He was 69, former Navy pilot, decades of discipline, married for 43 years, healthy weight, walked every day. But that day, he sat across from me with a quiet heaviness in his voice. "It's not just my energy, Doc. I feel like I've lost myself. I don't get excited. I don't initiate. I feel passive, like I'm watching life happen to me." Dennis didn't need more supplements. He didn't need another testosterone commercial telling him he was less of a man. He needed a reset from the inside out. And that began with a creamy green fruit that's as humble as it is powerful. Fruit number 2, avocado, the hormone restorer. If pomegranate opens your blood vessels and gets the oxygen flowing, avocado is what tells your hormones it's time to get back to work. This isn't about force-feeding testosterone into your system. It's about giving your body what it needs to start producing testosterone again, on its own, safely, sustainably, and naturally. The silent testosterone crash. After 60. Here's what most men don't realize. Testosterone doesn't just vanish because you age. It drops because your body isn't getting the nutrients and conditions it needs to create it. Here are the 4 biggest reasons testosterone declines after 60. Lack of healthy fats. Testosterone is built from cholesterol-derived compounds. High cortisol, stress hormone that suppresses testosterone. Micronutrient deficiencies, like zinc, magnesium, and B6. Increased SHBG, a protein that binds testosterone and makes it inactive. Guess what? Avocados help with all 4. What's in avocado that makes it so potent? 1. Monounsaturated fats. These healthy fats, also found in olive oil, are the raw materials your body uses to make testosterone. Unlike processed fats, they support hormone production without raising inflammation. 2. Magnesium. This mineral supports testosterone synthesis and reduces the binding of testosterone to SHBG, meaning more of your existing testosterone becomes usable. 3. Zinc, a direct building block of testosterone. Men low in zinc are almost always low in testosterone. 4. Vitamin B6 helps reduce cortisol levels. And when cortisol goes down, testosterone can rise. That's why I call avocado the hormone-friendly fruit. It doesn't spike your hormones. It creates the environment where they naturally come back online. Back to Dennis. Something woke up in me. I gave Dennis one instruction: add half an avocado to his breakfast every day for the next month. I told him, you can mash it on toast, slice it on eggs, or blend it into a smoothie. Just don't skip it. He laughed but agreed. After 9 days, he emailed me. Doc, I don't know what's in this green fruit, but something's waking up in me. At our follow-up, his posture had changed. His voice had changed. His presence had changed. My wife noticed it first. Then I did. I'm not aggressive, I'm just back. That's what natural testosterone restoration feels like. Not artificial, not rushed, just right. How to use avocado to rebuild hormones. To get the hormone-reviving effects of avocado, eat 1 to 2 of a ripe avocado every morning. Combine it with protein like eggs, whole grain toast, or a plant-based smoothie. Add a drizzle of olive oil and a squeeze of lemon to boost absorption. Sprinkle on pumpkin seeds for added zinc and texture. Rotate with other hormone-friendly fats, like chia seeds or nuts if needed. Caution: too much fat at once can slow digestion. Stick to half an avocado unless advised otherwise. This is not about going keto or cutting carbs. It's about fueling your hormones in a way your body understands. Why this matters more than you think. Testosterone is not just about sex. It's about how you walk into a room, how you make decisions, how you feel in your body, how you respond to your spouse, how you speak to your children. It's the difference between living and merely existing. And the best part? No shots, no expensive clinics, no side effects, just food. Real, nourishing food. That's your path forward. But even with great blood flow and hormones, one thing is still missing. You can have strong arteries, you can have active testosterone, but if your cells are out of fuel, your body will still feel like it's moving through wet cement. That's where the third fruit comes in. The most underestimated one of all. It's yellow, it's sweet, it's cheap, And it might be the key to unlocking all-day energy and alertness after 60. Let me introduce you to the fruit that turns your engine back on. Coming up in Part 4. The yellow fruit that charges your mitochondria, your cells' energy factories. Why it's not just a snack, but a strategic morning fuel. How Walter, age 76, went from barely moving to back in the garden by 8 a.m. This final piece ties everything together: blood flow, hormones, and now cellular power. And when you put all three together, that's when the transformation begins. Part 4. The yellow engine. How one simple fruit sparks all-day energy. I'm not sick. I'm just so tired. That's what Walter told me, leaning forward, looking almost apologetic. He was 76, a retired school principal, widowed, proud grandfather of 6. Still walked to the mailbox each day, but his voice carried something deeper than fatigue. I wake up, already tired. I'm not sad. I'm not in pain. But I feel hollow, like my body just doesn't want to move. His sleep was decent. His labs were stable. But something inside him was fading. So I asked a question I always ask. What's the first thing you eat in the morning? His answer? Sometimes toast, mostly just coffee. I usually don't eat until lunch. And that was the problem. Because after 60, your body no longer runs on autopilot. It needs fuel to start. And without it, it stays stuck in neutral all day. That's when I introduced Walter to a fruit he'd been eating his entire life, without ever realizing what it was truly doing for him. Fruit number 3, banana, the mitochondrial spark. Plug bananas have been called many things: convenient, kid-friendly, basic. But what they really are, for men over 60, is cellular rocket fuel. Inside every cell of your body are tiny engines called mitochondria. These are what convert food into usable energy. They power everything: your muscles, your brain, your heart, your immune system, even your mood. And as we age, those mitochondria slow down unless we feed them right. That's where bananas come in. What makes bananas so powerful for energy? Let's break it down. 1. Potassium. Each banana delivers around 400 mg of this vital mineral. Potassium regulates blood pressure, keeps your heart beating steadily, and helps your muscles fire without fatigue. Combined with the nitric oxide boost from pomegranate, potassium helps keep arteries soft and blood moving smoothly. 2. Vitamin B6. Essential for producing dopamine and serotonin, the chemicals responsible for motivation, joy, and emotional resilience. B6 also helps stabilize blood sugar, preventing mid-morning crashes. 3. Magnesium supports relaxation, nerve function, and hormonal balance. Most older adults are chronically deficient in magnesium, and bananas provide it in a gentle, absorbable form. 4. Tryptophan. This amino acid converts into serotonin and melatonin, helping with mood, stress, and quality sleep. In short, it helps you feel more grounded, more calm, and more you. Back to Walter. From just existing to fully awake. I gave Walter one simple instruction. Before your coffee, eat one ripe banana. Pair it with a spoonful of peanut or almond butter. Drink a glass of water. Do it daily. He nodded and wrote it down. When he came back 2 weeks later, I barely recognized him. His shoulders were back. His eyes had more life. He smiled as he walked in. "I've been weeding the garden again," he said. "I get up now and I actually feel awake." He didn't change his diet. He didn't take a single supplement. He just fueled his engine first, instead of trying to push through on fumes. How to use bananas for steady energy and mental focus. To get the full energy benefit from bananas, eat one ripe banana, ideally within 30 to 60 minutes of waking pair, with 1 tablespoon of nut butter, peanut, almond, or cashew. This adds protein and fat to slow down sugar release and fuel longer. Drink a glass of water alongside for hydration and digestion. Choose bananas with some brown spots. They're sweeter, easier to digest, and richer in antioxidants. Avoid pairing with processed grains or sugary cereals. This isn't about sugar. This is about strategic fuel. Fuel your brain and body can absorb and use immediately. Putting it all together. The Morning Vitality Protocol. So now you know the 3 pieces. Pomegranate juice opens up circulation, avocado rebuilds testosterone and lowers stress, banana plus nut butter powers your cells, mood, and metabolism. Each fruit supports one of your core systems: cardiovascular, hormonal, cellular energy. But the real magic? They enhance each other. Pomegranate improves blood flow, so nutrients from banana and avocado get absorbed better. Avocado's healthy fats slow digestion, so the banana's sugars release steadily. Banana's potassium supports arterial flexibility, amplifying pomegranate's nitric oxide benefits. They're not random. They're orchestrated. This is nutritional synergy, and it's the difference between eating and truly nourishing. Your 10-minute morning routine, starting tomorrow. Here's what I want you to try. Step 1, 4-6 oz of pure pomegranate juice. Drink it 20 to 30 minutes after waking, before coffee, before food. Step 2, 1-2 avocado on toast with eggs or blended into a smoothie. Add olive oil, lemon juice, or pumpkin seeds if you'd like. Step 3, 1 ripe banana plus 1 tablespoon nut butter. Eat together after avocado pair with a glass of water. Bonus, go for a 10-minute walk after this routine. Nothing intense, just enough to help your blood circulate and your hormones activate. Do this 5 to 6 days a week, and I promise, your energy will rise, your mood will lift, your confidence will return, and your body will thank you, not overnight, but consistently, steadily, and most importantly, naturally. In Part 5, the final section, we'll dive into what happens when men stick with this for 30 days, how this small routine transforms not just your body, but your marriage, mindset, and meaning. Real words from men just like you who reclaimed their spark, without drugs or drastic change. We'll also talk about your next steps and how to make this stick, no matter how busy or behind you feel. This isn't about perfection. It's about momentum. Part 5. What happens when you say, "I'm ready"? A new chapter begins, the truth about change. After 60. Let's be honest. Change is harder after 60, not because you can't do it, but because you've seen enough to know what doesn't work. You've tried things. You've followed trends. You've bought the supplements. You've listened to people who promise too much. And it's easy, so easy, to start believing the voice that says, "This is just how it is now. I'm older. That spark's not coming back." But I'm here to tell you the truth. It's not too late. Not even close. Because that spark, it's still there. It's not gone. It's just buried under years of neglect, stress, misinformation, and a body that hasn't been fed what it truly needs. Real men. Real stories. You've already met Frank, Dennis, Walter, and Mark in earlier parts of this journey. But I want to show you something deeper. I've guided thousands of men through this exact protocol. One morning, one fruit, one habit at a time. And here's what some of them have shared with me, used with permission. Jason, 64. Retired construction manager. I used to drink coffee just to feel human in the morning. Now, I wake up wanting to do things. I haven't felt that in a decade. Harvey, 71, grandfather of 9. It's not about sex, it's about presence. I talk with my grandkids now, not just sit in the room with them. I feel sharp again. Luis, 68, former accountant. I stopped looking for some magic fix and started feeding myself with intention. That changed everything. My wife noticed first, then I did. This is about more than just health. This isn't just about blood flow, testosterone, or energy. This is about your identity, about waking up and feeling like the man you know you still are. Not someone who's fading, but someone who's finally being seen again, by himself and the people he loves. It's about dignity. It's about showing up strong, not in ego, but in presence. And it starts with one small, honest commitment. Your simple morning recap. Here's everything you need to remember to start this tomorrow. Step 1, circulation, pomegranate juice. 4-6 oz of pure, unsweetened pomegranate juice, first thing in the morning, before coffee or breakfast. Step 2, hormones, avocado. 1 and 2 ripe avocado, pair with eggs, toast, or smoothie. Add olive oil, lemon, pumpkin seeds for bonus nutrients. Step 3, energy, banana plus nut butter. 1 ripe banana, 1 tablespoon of peanut or almond butter, glass of water to activate digestion. Time needed, 10 minutes. Cost, under $3 a day. Do this 5-6 days per week for 4 weeks. Optional, 10-minute walk afterward to boost nutrient delivery. The 3 pillars you're rebuilding blood flow. For brain clarity, stamina, and vascular health, testosterone. For motivation, muscle, mood, and confidence. Mitochondrial energy. For daily fuel, alertness, and emotional resilience. What's waiting on the other side? Here's what I want you to picture. Waking up refreshed, not groggy. Feeling motivated before 9 a.m., not chasing the day, having clear thoughts, meaningful conversations, and maybe even initiating intimacy again. Seeing your partner's eyes light up because you're back, not chemically, not temporarily, but authentically. That's what happens when you stop chasing gimmicks and start giving your body what it's been asking for all along. Now it's your turn. Say it with me. If this message resonated with you, even just a little, then say this with me. I'm ready. Type it in the comments. Say it out loud while you make your morning juice tomorrow. Write it down and stick it to your fridge if you need to. I'm ready to stop waiting. I'm ready to start showing up again. I'm ready to rebuild. One meal, one morning, one new habit at a time. Because you are not broken. You are simply waiting to be recharged. And now, you know exactly where to begin. Final words. Gentlemen, here's the truth. You don't need to be a different man. You just need to become yourself again. The version that's been waiting beneath the fatigue, the fog, and the frustration. Let food be your starting line. Let consistency be your fuel. And let this be the moment you stopped drifting and started rebuilding. One red fruit, one green fruit, one yellow fruit. That's how the next chapter begins. If this helped you, share it with a brother, a father, or a friend. Subscribe for more truth-based, food-first health tools that actually work. Drop your "I'm ready" below and tell me which fruit you're starting with. I read every comment, and I'll be right here when you're ready for what's next.